All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's cryptic crossword for Wednesday, April 16th. But first, our cryptic clue of the day. Left relative touring the 6 counties. 8 letters. Left relative touring the 6 counties. A little bit of a trick with this one, but nothing too difficult, I think. All right, the crossword today is by Masquerade. We don't have Masquerade very often. But let's see what he or she has. Calligraphy item in kind in a novel. I'm thinking it might be something pen, and so it is a calligraphy item. And we have to put a word for kind in a novel. Now, it could be the title of a novel. We sometimes see she, but if it's pen at the end, something ending in en. No, I think I'm going to have to get some. Ooh, look at this. I like these 2 very long downs. Listen cryptically, getting the cold shoulder. All right, well, listen, I think quite well known. It's an anagram of silent. So I think getting the cold shoulder would be, silent treatment. I have done, as the English say, a mischief to my neck, so it hurts a bit when I look down at my keyboard. So bear with me today. But that's a great one to get. And so I think it's just saying in a cryptic crossword, to get the word listen, you would have to treat silent, something like that. That's my best explanation. Oh, so now the calligraphy item. I think, novel is an anagram indicator, and there is, I always thought it was India ink, but I think it might be Indian ink, and I think it's an anagram of in kind, in a. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. Uh, Leading recitalist performing party piece. I like it. I don't get it. Leading recitalist might simply be the letter R. Performing. No, I don't see that. In English, wood, church, camp. Well, I'm thinking the E stands for English, and then we're going to have wood, maybe some type of tree, and then either CE or CH for church, and the whole thing will be camp. Oh, now it could be camp as in a tent or camp as in a row of pink tents. English wood, yeah, what wood would come after that? Wood, of course, also a golf club. Camp, no, I don't see it. Leaves in hot water here. All right, I think, yeah, leaves are going to be tea leaves. So it's going to be a tea, not a teapot, tea bag. Yeah, some tea something. Or it could be something tea, but I think it's tea. I can't think of a 4-letter word for a receptacle that would hold tea. Tea caddy, tea. No, I'm going to have to come back to that. Neat cup. All right, this is a nice, straightforward, I think, double definition. Neat and tidy might be trim, and to trim is also to cut. Docker who has dieted. Ooh, that's a nice one too. Oh, there is a word for a docker, isn't there? A stevedore. That would be a great word for a crossword, but yeah, that's only 9 letters if I'm remembering correctly. Who has dieted, lost weight, got thin? Yeah, I'm sure once I think of the word, it'll be obvious. All right, dressage music. Dressage is one of those events at the horse show. I went to the Dublin Horse Show a few times when I was younger. I enjoyed it. And we used to watch it on television, but can't think, maybe it's an, yeah, there seems to be another double definition. Riding, raining, but music, rhythms. Maybe there's another sense of dressage that isn't to do with horses. No. As nice as Ritz's top cocktail. Now, nice could be niece, although usually they put it at the start of a sentence, so it's capitalized. But Ritz's top, I think, is just the R. So is it going to be a word for as nice as, and then R, and that's going to be a cocktail, or R plus cocktail equals as nice as? Ooh, nice, I think, can also mean exact. So could it be as exact as? No. Large lorry blocks topped vegetables. I'm wondering if large is the definition, although a large lorry, aren't they called artic for articulated? But that would be too long. But maybe Arctic does go inside a word for topped. Ooh, artichokes. Yeah. Blocks, I would have thought meant in wordplay that it goes inside. But let me put in artichokes. How is hoax? Blocks. Oh, blocks topped. Oh, I think blocks could be chokes. So it's a little confusing because we do have the C there, but it's part of the large lorry. But I think if like something chokes traffic, it blocks it, and we take off that C. I'm fairly confident in that, but we will find out. Some schools outing, returning to capital. All right. We have a hidden clue with reversal. So that is going to be Oslo, hidden inside backwards. Carriageway cover on aisles complete, we're told. Well, we're told suggests a homophone, and that's at the end of the clue. So then I think the definition is the carriageway, not motorway, but what's another? Is it a lift and separate? We have it's carriage, but I don't even think of a can't think of a carriage beginning with M. Yeah, and it's so funny. Carriageway cover, it sounds like wordplay for a C. But I know, I think it's going to be cover on aisles complete, we're told. Oh, could it be a carriageway cover? I don't know what that would be. Manhole? Ah, I think that's it. Yeah, because the Isle of Man. All right, and then hold with a W means complete, but without it sounds the same. So funny definition, but I think we can all follow it. Novel medieval instrument starts to come apart. Yeah, is it a novel? I think it might be a novel. Ah, yeah, with a medieval instrument in 5 letters, and then the starting letters of come apart. I just thought, well, if that's CA, I think the novel is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And I think there is a medieval instrument called a rebec. Let me pause and look that up. Yeah, it's a stringed instrument played with a bow and similar and presumably derives from the Arabic rebab, which I think we've had in the crossword rebab. Anyway, I must remember rebec. All right, looks like I'm going through all the crosses after getting that long down. Gem with inlay carved evenly. Is it a gem? But what is inlay? Oh, inlay carved. Yeah. Taking the even letters from inlay carved, we get NACRE. Again, a word that's unfamiliar to me, so let me pause and look up nacre. Ah, it's the another name, maybe the official name of mother of pearl. Um, I love that on some guitars when they have a fake mother of pearl inlays, they call it mother of toilet seat. But yeah, I'm wondering if nacre can properly be defined as a gem. We'll see at 15 squared if anyone questions that. All right, agitated farm animal that is caught in snarled net. Okay, snarled net sounds like we're going to have an anagram of net, and that's going to go around a farm animal, I think. I'm not sure about that is caught. That could simply be the positioning words telling us to put the farm animal inside. But we might also have that is, could be IE, and caught could be C. Anyway, it's going to mean agitated. I'm thinking it's probably going to begin with EN if we're going to have that anagram of net around it. Ensnared and, oh no, agitated. Enraged and, oh, enervated. I think that's too long. Yeah, gonna have to come back to that. All right, finally, let's go take a look at all these other towns. At least I have some crossers for them now. Looking up to notice on motorway telephone. I think looking up to could be admiring. I think the notice is an ad, and that is on motorway, the M1, which becomes MI, and to telephone is to ring. Step outside parts of Paris, France. That's very funny, but step outside? Yeah, because they would just say Paris. Of course, in the US, you always say Paris, France, as if you're talking about Paris, Texas. Um, yeah, I don't think it's a hidden clue, but parts of. Ah, the outside parts. Ah, the definition is simply step, of course. And the outside parts of Paris, France are PACE. That's very clever. Row or row of church wardens bearing oil here. I think the definition might be oil here, or maybe it's an and lit. The whole thing defines where this oil might be. Yeah, I don't see it. Quick drawing of small sailing boat. I think we've had a very similar clue before. Small is S and the sailing boat is a ketch, and that gives us a sketch. King in glasses waves. Do we put something for king, which might simply be R, or it could be, of course, King Charles, CR inside a word for glasses, and that's going to mean waves. I think that's most likely just because glasses and waves both end in S. It's not spectacles, lorgnette. Oh no, waves. No, fit, brief. Ooh, seems like another double definition. Brief, of course, could be as in a law case, but I can see words that mean fit, physically fit, and brief as in short might be related. You know, like slim or slender, skinny. Yeah, I think it might be skinny. Let's try it on for size. Here's the other one, long one. Actors marry dons around Highland County. I may have to look up the counties of Scotland. Oh, yeah, I think around is telling us to anagram actors marry dons, which is 15 letters. And I think there is a county that is something and something. Let's see. There's going to be a Y and 3 R's. I think might be Ross and something. Now, is this Ross the same as what used to be called Rossshire, leading to the possibly apocryphal story of the Scottish soldier that was on the train during World War II, and someone asked where he was from, and he said Rossshire, and they thought he said Russia, and then a rumor spread that Russian troops had invaded England. Might have been First World War, actually. Anyway, Ross and something. All right, let's try the anagram helper and see what letters we have left over. Oh, Ross and Cromarty. Cromarty, I think. Isn't that one of the shipping forecast areas? Cromarty, yeah. All right. Incorporated Paramour on Easy Street. That's a nice one too. Is it a phrase that means easy street, or is it incorporated? Yeah, I don't get that. What would the wordplay be? Paramour, lover, no, I don't see it. Cohort having trouble around middle of field on horseback. Yeah, so it's the first part sounds like the wordplay. Cohort having trouble might be an anagram, which would be 6 letters anagrammed. but then having trouble around middle of field. Well, the middle of field is going to be 1 or 3 letters, so then I don't think it is the anagram of cohort. Although I do want it to be the something on horseback. No, I don't see what that might be. All right, everyone knows feature is on island out east. Another 2-6. Everyone knows maybe is the definition as something on in. Feature is on island out east. Well, feature, I was running through features of the face and I thought of the nose, so it would give us a no. And then no secret came to mind. And so the island is Crete, which comes up fairly regularly. But we removed the E for east, out east. That's clever. Dress code first, introduced in capital. Is there a capital city in there, TNC? Or is that dress or dress? Yeah, I think it might be dress. Tunic, but code, I think code first is the C, and that's introduced. Yeah, I think it might be tunics because I think the capital is Tunis, capital of Tunisia. Yeah, I'm fairly confident in that. All right, writer invested in dictionary as on first night. Oh, I think the dictionary might be the OED. Yeah, and the writer is the good old pen. I'm sure that's a very old formulation in Cryptic Crosswords, pen for writer. Anyway, as on first night, well, that's the opening, so opened makes sense. Call corporation endlessly. Corporation, we've seen before, can be your stomach. I think that's an archaic term for your stomach, which might be belly. So I'm wondering if it could be bell. Yeah. Call, bell. I heard the bell, I heard the call. Okay, so here's our agitated farm animal. It does look like we have our E and T all right. Now, of course, the N is very likely to go there as well. So with our farm animal, that is caught, agitated. And what's going to come between the L and the E? Could be an I. Oh, yeah, I think it might be a farm animal. Yes, and that is, but not the caught. The caught is the word placement, and the farm animal is a bull. Ah, I always thought ebullient meant somebody who was very welcoming and, I don't know, just hospitable. Let me pause and look up the definition of ebullient. Well, yeah, the definition seems to be zestfully enthusiastic, or bubbling, or boiling up, full of excitement. So I can see agitated. I think I just read it in a very, I suppose, negative way, but that was, I think, my meaning. Agitated could be in a positive way. All right, that U should be useful now for cohort. Oh, maybe it's not the group. Yeah, but I'm now thinking it might be cohort. Having trouble. Ooh, maybe trouble. No, but how is that? There's nothing to indicate trouble is anagrammed. I just saw the R and the U. Around middle of field. Oh, a horseback might be the final letter of horse, an E. Cohort. Yeah, still don't get it. Ooh, here's our as nice as Ritz's top cocktail. Can I think of a cocktail ending in N something C? No, I can't. So as nice as... No, I mean, that just seems like such a weird... I don't think there's one word that means as nice as, so that must be wordplay. Uh, yeah, not seeing it. Oh, our dressage music now is R something G. I'm thinking about ragtime as music. How is that? Dressage. It would mean 16 down begins with, oh, yeah, if you're on Easy Street, you're in Clover. And incorporated, I should have thought, is INC. And Paramore is lover. All right, I even said it. Oh dear. All right, I'm going to put in my ragtime here, but I'm not sure why that would be so, but we will find out. All right. Oh, 10 now. This leading recitalist performing party. Oh, a piece, of course, could be a piece in chess, but I don't know what that would be. Of course, I'm not very sure of skinny. Yeah, that K looks suspect. Ah, this might be a plural. Yeah, no wonder I couldn't think of a four letter. So maybe it is just T. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be tea bags or tea urns. All right, here is our Docker who has dieted. I don't think it's wordplay as in anagramming or anything like that. I think it's going to be maybe a punning double definition or a charade. Oh, I'm thinking a light something. Docker. Yeah, maybe it's not a docker as in somebody who works on the docks. Could it be a docker as in one who removes things? I mean, maybe you could even call a barber a docker in one way. But I do feel there is some old term for a docker. But it's unknown or not coming to me. All right, leading recitalist, performing. Yeah, I'm wondering if the party is a do, which we often see. And so piece is the definition. And yes, so R is the first letter of recitalist. If you are performing, you are on. And a rondo is a musical piece. Just looking around to see if there's a theme here today. I don't see one, but I have a history of missing the themes. Here's our okay, so it's not skinny. Brief. Snappy. Snippy. Brief could be snappy. And if something snaps into place, it fits. But I think that's a bit of a stretch even for the Guardian Cryptic Crossword. Here's our king in glass. Oh, waves. Yeah, of course. Breakers. And the glasses are beakers with the R inside it. All right. Ooh. If that is light. Oh, I think maybe a lighter man. I do know from reading old books, a ship pulls into port and there are lighters. I thought they were other boats that maybe helped guide it in or something, but I may be getting confused. Anyway, we'll check that at 15 squared. All right, fit, brief. Oh, if lighter man is right, that's a funny ending. All right, I'm going to pause here, ponder that, and see what I think. All right, I ran through the vowels as the first letter. Could have been an S too or a K, but came to I and I thought, ooh, inform if you're fit, and which is two words, of course, but together it means brief, to inform somebody. Oh, so now our teapots, I must be, surely. I mean, it's a nice clue, and I think we've seen similar clues before, but I think there's a few things it could be. But maybe a tea urn is two words, whereas teapot is one word, definitely. All right. Yeah, so I feel better about the lighter man now. Here's our English wood church camp. Eminent? I don't think so. What would wood could be pine? Oh, let me put in C E, I think is more likely for the church. Yeah, but I can't think of any word that would fit that. No. Maybe it's a church camp. I don't know if there is a word for that other than church camp. No. We have another letter now for our cocktail. Masonic. No, I don't see that. And then our cohort having trouble around middle of field on horseback. No. All right, I'm going to ponder this one, and I may end up having to go to wordplays.com. Hopefully, I won't come to that. Well, I was looking at that word again while I was supposed to be solving 17 down. I looked at 17 across, and I thought of arsenic, because I do read a bit of Agatha Christie, and I think it's nice as, and then the first letter of Ritz. I think that is an anagram of, yeah, uh, nice as are. But why a cocktail? Is that, oh, no, the definition is AS, the chemical symbol. Oh, very, very clever. And then a cocktail means anagram, nice as are. Oh, that's very clever. Oh, well, that definitely should help either cohort. What is it going to be? A R E, A P E, A T E, A V E, A X E. Oh, age group, your cohort. Of course, in a sort of data survey sense, your cohort age group. So having trouble around middle of field. I think the middle of field is the E, which is in between GG, and I think that is convention in cryptic crosswords to be on the back of a horse or to be, yeah, in a horse, on a horse. But then I don't know where the rest is coming from. So I may be wrong about the GG part. Having trouble around. No, I don't see that at all. All right, the bottom half is done. Just these two in the top half. My camp or church camp. Yeah, maybe it is something like epinec. Is that a word? I don't think so. Epinese. Oh, a church camp might be a like a breakaway group or some sect that holds different views is a camp, I think. Oh yeah, I never came back to my row or row of church wardens bearing oil here. Something like fireside, maybe, or something side. Bearing oil. Yeah, I'm not sure about this at all. All right, I think I'm going to go to wordplays.com and see what letters fit this pattern. All right, well, I'm glad I went to wordplays because, as it happens, I had the right constituent parts of solving the wordplay, but I just did not know this word. So it is English pine, but inside English pine, you have to put the church, the CE, and epicene is defined as having characteristics of both sexes, but especially as a male who is considered to be effeminate, therefore camp. Now we know. All right, so it is an E there. Row or row. Yeah, I think maybe we have a word of for row, but then what's church wardens? Yeah, I just do not know enough about church wardens bearing oil here. I'm going to put in fireside just to try something. Let's check that word. No. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. Oh, a pipeline, of course, would be bearing oil here. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. But what is the why row of church wardens? I don't get that at all. All right, let us check all. Looks like everything is all right. Did we have a theme? I don't think so. And I don't think we had a pangram. All right, let's head over to 15 squared. The blog today is by Peter O. He thought it was a fairly straightforward solve, but with more quibbles than I would like to see. Oh, everyone hates a quibble. All right, I got the first few. A light around, oh, I did when I paused, looked it up, and it is something to do with the barges, but what I didn't realize is they would often unload the cargo onto the barges and bring them ashore. I suppose if the ship was too big to come in itself, maybe that's why. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, dressage, you had to lift and separate. Dress could be rag. And time is age. All right. And then sure enough, 17 AS is the definition. Okay, I think I got the others. Yeah, so Peter does quibble with the definition as being agitated, thinks is more disturbed than ebullient. Yeah, I have the same thought, as you know. All right, so pipe, the question mark for the example. Oh, a church warden is a long stem pipe. Did not know that. Plus line. So you even have to reverse it. You have to say this row of pipes would be a pipeline. Very, very tricky. 17. Age grow. Oh, aggro you have to think of for trouble. AG. AG. What we used to chant that when we were kids. There a fight would break out in the schoolyard. Aggro. Um, all right, and then 20 code first. Yeah, in Tunis. I am not happy with a plural answer here. All right, so I would agree with Peter on that. And then I think I think it's as on first night. Nothing but yeah, he doesn't like that definition. I can sympathize. Yeah, and so I would go with Frankie as on first night the play opened. Yeah. Teacups instead of teapots. Yeah. Yeah, that was a tricky one, the teapots. Ebullient went in with a shrug and bit of eyebrow, right? Anyway, I thought this was great. Yeah, ooh. Here's a quote from Susan Sontag. Camp is the triumph of the epicene style. All right, well, I've never read any Susan Sontag, so I'll have to take her word for it. All right, well, despite a few quibbles, I did enjoy that and hope you did too. Thanks for watching and have a great day.